So my name is Renata Iociene and application engineer at Tools for Revit. Today with me is Valentas Blasevičius. He is our certified structural engineer.
Hello everyone.
So today we have a session about wood framing and shop drawings in Revit. In the end of the session, I will try to answer your questions. So if you have the questions during my presentation, please add your questions into the questions dialog. First, I would like to start with a few words about our company. AGA CAD is the pioneer in development of Autodesk Revit add-ons and professional BIM software for RC field. We are gold partners of Autodesk. At the same time, we have training and certification centers, and we are Autodesk authorized developers. At the moment, we sold more than 8,500 commercial licenses in more than 129 countries. We are operating since 1991, and we have departments in programming, project management, training, consulting, and sales. Actually, we can divide all our products into 9 parts. Here in the top place, we have MEP engineering group. Here you can find different solutions for fire protection systems, for heating, for adding hangers automatically. Then we have cut opening that makes openings automatically around the pipes, ducts, cable traces, conduits in your walls, floors, ceilings, beams, and columns. Then we have tools for Revit. This is a group of different solutions for documentation and for modeling. So, for example, for adding dimensions automatically or for numbering elements. Then we have smart assemblies. It's very powerful for making assemblies and for preparing shop drawings. So we can make a shop drawing for precast concrete wall, for example. Then we have BIM Tree Manager. It's very powerful for managing parameters and parameter values that are used in your project. Then we have 2 solutions in Sustainable Design group. Then we have Smart Browser. Here you can find 4 products for managing parameters and parameter values that are created in your library. At the same time, you can load the families into the project and you can modify them. And we have one more group, metal framing. Here you can find products for framing your roof or framing the walls using the metal trusses. Metal frames. So you can make metal trusses or metal rafters, or for example, put metal frames or metal studs on your wall. And today we are going to talk about wood framing suite, and here you can find different solutions for making the wooden frames on your wall, floor, or the roof. And this is actually the big topic. I'm going to show you the main possibilities of the products, and then the Valentas will show how it can be pushed into analytical system. So it will be just an example with the Autodesk product, with the Autodesk robot, but also it can work with other analytical systems if it's necessary. So the wood framing pack contains of those products. So at the moment there are 4 products, and there is a 5th product that is coming to be released in April. So the Rafter Plus, Truss Plus, Wall Plus, Floor Plus. At the moment we have a beta version for the Floor Plus, and we're going to release the Roof Plus. That this product will be able to make panels on your roof. All those frames that are created using those products can be exported to any CNC machine if it's necessary, so if it's needed. So let's start with the Rafter Plus. It provides a powerful set of automated functionalities for wooden roof creation and element scheduling. Then we have the Wall Plus, that here you can frame your walls, and at the same time it will let you prepare shop drawings automatically. Then the truss plus, here you just need to make the roof, and then the tool allows you to generate trusses according to different scenarios. And then the floor plus. So the floor plus, right now we have a beta version, and right now we are testing the floor plus, and we think that it will be released very soon. So now I'm going into my Revit, and I'm going to start with my first project. So this is a project that I'm going to use for making frames for the walls, roof, and the floors. So let's make it transparent. After having the installations, you can find them in the separate tools for Revit wood framing tab. Let's start first with the wall plus. The main purpose of the wall plus is that you can very easily make frames on your selected walls. So you just need to select the walls from the project and press on frame wall. And now the tool will frame those two walls according to configuration. The first thing that you have to do before framing the walls, you have to load the sample families and schedules into the project. The tool loads the sample families with the sample profiles, but also those families can be modified, and the profiles also can be modified if it's necessary. The same as the sample schedules. Next, we have to prepare configuration. So as you can see, we have framed two walls, and at the same time we have metal angles between the studs. Then we have some anchor families here, then the service holes. Again, here we have some different shape, not rectangular shape, and still it's also framed. So how does it work? First, let's go to our framing configuration, and let's check what we can predefine and what settings we have. So in the configuration type, you can select the frames that you're going to modify. So for example, here I have the frames, the horizontal sidings, secondary frame, vertical nailers, and a separate configuration settings for the logs. So if we have just frames, you have to pick the family that will be used for the vertical studs. As I said before, this is only our sample family. You can modify that if it's necessary. At the same time, all vertical studs will be adjusted according to the layer thickness in the wall. Also, you have to add the marks and the names for every element. So you just need to add what kind of name you are going to use for the vertical studs, for the king studs. You can change the names to your language if it's necessary. And also the marks, they are very important because that marks will be used later in the shop drawing. Then we have to predefine the settings for the vertical studs. It's very easy to understand. You just need to predefine the spacing between the studs. And actually, all our software, it works for any kind of project. So it doesn't matter if you have metric or imperial. In my case, this one is metric. Later, I will switch to another project that will be imperial. So actually, it doesn't matter. You will see the units in the same units as you have in your current project. Then you have to predefine how many top plates you're going to have, the bottom plates, or additional offsets. Then separate configurations for the window frames. For the different window sizes, you can predefine your own settings. So let's say this one, let's check the headers. So there could be different header types used in this case. You can predefine your own setting for the headers. Again, for the sills, for the trimmers, for other studs, it could be for example, diagonal creepers like Pratt or Warren if it's necessary. And very similar options are for the door frames and for other openings. So let's say if your duct or pipe is going through the wall, also this opening will be framed. Then we have L connections, different types of L connections, then T connections, free end connections, V connections, also extra stat for the ridge if it's necessary. Then we can apply noggings. Then we can add additional bracings, wooden bracing, or it can be metal bracing. Then we can also add additional vertical or horizontal elements to our custom places. Then also we can add details. It could be like in our case, it was like in my example, it was an anchor that was added on the bottom face of my element. Then the angles, angle families, and then also the bolt holes also could be added. So those families are our sample families, but also you can choose your own. And then the settings for this vertical. Now there are very similar settings for vertical nailers. Okay, again, it's very easy to understand what you're going to modify. Then for wooden logs, one more example I'm going to show you today with logs. So this one, those profiles you can modify if it's necessary for framing your wall. Then one more is for adding horizontal sidings. So again, in this project, I'm going to add horizontal sidings also. So you can predefine and you can save that configuration with your own name for your future projects, and also you can share that configuration with your colleagues. Now, after making that configuration settings, you just need to select the wall. So this is my regular wall with regular layers, as you do right now in your projects. You just need to predefine the layers that you need, the thicknesses, and that's it. After this, you just need to make a link between the wall type and selected configuration. So here you can see the layers that comes from the wall type, and here you can say what exactly you're going to put. So for example, into this layer I'm going to add the sheeting, then the frame, then a sheeting again, then the vertical nailers, and then the sidings, horizontal sidings in the end. And then you can predefine, you can choose your own configuration for that layer. So in such case, the tool will understand how to frame the walls. So now I'm going to pick one internal wall and 4 external walls, and now let's frame those 5 walls. So now the tool will understand. Still, if I'm selecting several different types, still the tool will know what exactly to put into every layer, and how to frame that wall, and how to frame every layer. Okay. So now the tool will, it's reading the type information, it's reading configuration settings, and it's framing our walls. And using this software, our final result is to make shop drawings. Shop drawings for the frames, for the nailers, and later for the sidings. You can imagine how much time it would take to make such frames manually. And here you just need to make the settings and run the process. Now every frame is structural framing, so it's a regular category that is in Revit. So that frames, there are regular structural frames, and they have analytical lines, and later balances will show how it could be pushed to analysis, analysis software. Okay,
we have those frames here, and also we can check in our plan view that everything is fine. The layers that they are added into, the frames that are added into the layer where it should be. Also we have really nice looking L connections and T connections. Okay, and now what happens if we're making some changes? For example, I'm going to move that window a little bit. So after making those changes, you just need to pick any frame from the wall segment, and you just need to press on Update Frame. So now the tool remembers what kind of frames I have added into my wall, and the tool will analyze and will reframe all the wall. Okay. Now, if we're not satisfied with the headers or with some frames, we can very easily modify that. We can go to Modify Opening Framing, and we can just take another type of the header to our selected window. Okay. And then also we can modify the frames. Let's say we're not satisfied with the noggins. So let's go here and let's use this setting. At the same time, we can add additional service goals. Let's add 2 service goals. Also, I will change the offset from the bottom face.
So as you see, you can very easily make your custom modifications to any selected wall. So that's it. We have modified those frames. At the same time, the tool added additional service goals to selected wall. Now let's add rafters. Actually, I will come back again to my walls because I see that maybe those frames, they're not very nice. Later I will align them, but first I would like to add rafters, and then I will align the frames from the wall according to the rafters that are created. Also here there is a space for adding floor framing. Okay, so now I'm just selecting the roof, going again to the wood framing, and there is Rafter Plus. Again, before working with Rafter Plus, you have to load families first, and then we are going to create rafters. Here you have to pick the end type for the rafters. Then you have to pick the family with the sizes, the distances between those rafters. And after pressing OK, now the tool will create rafters for every roof slope. You know that now if you have just plain Revit, you have to make rafters one by one for every slope. You have to make beam systems, you use beam systems. So now the tool creates beam systems for every slope of my selected roof. Let's say here I would like to make openings. So now let's create openings for this beam system. Okay, then we have already openings. Then let's make frames around those 2 openings. Okay, now let's insert hip or valley rafters. I just need to select 2 beam systems from the project and select again the end type for my valley rafter, the size of the valley rafter, and now the tool will insert that frame into this corner. Now, don't look into those ends of our rafters. Actually, later we will update that and we will cope those beams between themselves. Now, the first thing that we have to do, we just need to make the plane construction. And now let's insert ridge. Again, there are different types of ridges. I'm going to use at the moment this type. Okay, and now we can update the beam systems, those 3 beam systems, and cope the ends. So now I'm going to update beam systems functionality, and again, if I'm not satisfied with the current current rafter type, I can change it. And after pressing OK, now the tool will update those 3 beam systems, and it will cope the ends. Okay, and we can see results. So right now they are actually looking nice. And again, it's coped here. Now I'm coming back into my wall panels. As you can see, the frames, they are not aligned together with my rafters. So actually it's not a problem. We can align that easily because in our new version of the Wall Plus, we added possibility to align studs with other studs, and here you can select the rafter or the truss actually, and you can align your main frames with the rafters or with the trusses. Okay, so we have finished for this part of the wall, and the same we will duplicate for another wall type, another wall segment. Okay, so we're updating the wall from the first level, and that's it. So if we take a look into those frames, we can see that they are aligned together with rafters, and then it's aligned between the different layers and different levels. Again, let's do the same thing for this side of the building. Okay, and the last time. Okay. Now we can add, actually we can very easily add additional elements, horizontal or vertical elements, but here I would like to show possibility to add the bracings between the frames. You just need to pick the bottom frame and the top frame, and the tool will add the bracing between my selected points. Also, it could be placed into external side or internal side of your building. Now let's add nailers. Again, it's very easy. You just need to select the walls from the project, and let's insert nailers. So again, this is totally different frame with a name like nailers, but it will be placed into separate layer, into the layer that was predefined and that was linked with our nailer configuration. Okay, we're almost finishing. And that's it. And one more option is the same as it was with our frames. We can very easily align that. So I just need again to select the frame and select the nailer from the wall. And now that will align those frames, so it will look really nice. Again, one more time for this wall. Okay, and one more time, let's check the plan view. Yeah, as you see, it's totally in the separate layer. Now let's add sidings. I will do that for example, this wall, that one, and this one. So I'm going to insert sidings. Again, that will read configuration for the sidings, and the tool will add the horizontal sidings to the walls. Actually, we are getting many questions about vertical sidings, actually this is already scheduled in our plans, and we are planning to add that possibility in the future release. At the moment we have the horizontal siding, but also we're going to add the vertical sidings in the new version. That will take some time because there are many frames in this case, because the siding is just the sidings will be next to each other, so that there will be many frames in this case. So we have to wait a little bit. But still, if you will imagine how much time it would take to make such frames and sidings manually, then yeah. Okay, we're finishing with adding sidings. Okay, and yeah, we can take a look at those sidings, and as you can see, there are really nice frames around the window. So this one is waterproof for the sill. So again, you can predefine the frames that you want to get around the windows if it's necessary. And the last thing that we're going to do with the Wall Plus, we are going to make shop drawings. So this is a very important and very time-saving possibility where you can predefine the shop drawings that you are going to use for this project. So this is configuration for making shop drawings, and we're making actually assembly. The tool will collect all the frames from the project, and the tool will make such kind of views. You can predefine how much views you would like to have for every assembly. What will be the name of such view, what elements you're going to show. For example, in this one we're going to use the frames, then the sheetings, then another separate view will go for the vertical nailers, and then you have to apply and you have to select view templates. The view templates, they are very simple. It's the view template that comes from your project. So you can predefine your own scales, your own graphical design, how you would like to present those frames. At the same time, you have to pick the title block from the project, select templates for the part list, for material takeoff. It's a regular schedules from the project. From your project, you can predefine your own schedule with your own columns, and that schedule could be used in it could be used like a template for making the part list or material takeoffs. And then the tag, also we are going to add some tag. Then you have to pick dimension types from the project that you're going to use for the horizontal or vertical elements. And after saving that configuration, we just need to select any frame from the wall and press on Create Frame Assembly. So now the tool will collect all the frames from the wall. The tool will make all those views that were predefined. At the same time, it will add dimensions on every view. Then it will make schedules, and then also it will make a sheet. And after it will we will make a sheet template. So also the tool will be able to add views into the sheet, into assembly sheet automatically. So the tool will prepare all the views, it will add dimensions, it will make schedules, and it will place views into the sheet according to your template. So it's really powerful functionality. So as you can see with the Wall Plus, you can frame your walls using different settings and different configurations. Then you can make workshop drawings, and then you can put them into the sheets. Okay, here we have 3D view, then the top side view, then the front view. Right now we have just a question symbol here because the frames, they are not numbered at the moment, but it's very easy because with the Wall Plus we can renumber all our structural frames that were used in this project. Okay, and that's it. All those frames are renumbered, and you can see the numbers and the names. It comes from configuration. So for example, like this one, this is a king stat 1, then the vertical stat 7. So the tool will renumber elements according to its type and the length. Then we can renumber connections also, because as you can see we have many connections and the additional service goals and the bolts, so also it could be renumbered. And then we can just go through all other views. Again, the view with the nailers, the view for the sheeting, only for the sheeting, then the siding, front side view, and then schedules. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to open the sheet, and here let's add views into the sheet. So here I'm going to place a front side view with the frames, then a front side view with the nailers, then let's say here I'm going to put the 3D view, then for example one more view with the sheeting. Then here I'm going to add material takeoff, then a separate part list for the nailers, the separate part list for the sidings. Okay, then a separate part list for the wooden frames. Okay, so that could be our template. We can say that this sheet will be a template for our future sheets. So now I'm coming back again to my shop drawing configuration. I'm saying that this sheet will be used as a template for my future sheets. Again, I'm coming back to my project. I'm going to select this frame from this wall, and let's press on Create Frame Assembly. So now the tool will again, it will collect all frames, it will add dimensions, and at the same time it will make schedules and then put all those views into my sheet. So that's really amazing if you think about the time, how much time you could save. Actually, this scenario of making shop drawings, of framing the elements and making shop drawings, the same scenario we're using for other products like Floor Plus and the trusses. Okay, that's finished, and let's take a look into this sheet. as you can see, all those frames, they are added, they are marked, they are dimensioned, and it's scheduled, and then all those views, they are added into the final sheet. Also, in our new version, the tool will calculate the framing masses. So again, you will be able to know the weight of your frames. Okay. Now let's continue, and let's go back to the Rafter Plus. Again, if you would like to finish the whole system for the rafters, there are many other functionalities, like you can add the color beams between selected rafters. If you are not satisfied with that configuration, anytime you can come back and you can update that beam system. Let's say I'm going to switch to this connection type. Also, you can change the vertical distance from the ridge or from the selected level. Okay, and we have another type at the moment. Then also we have extra possibilities to frame your selected beams. It's very easy. Again, you just need to pick 2 beams from the project, and you can very easily frame those 2. Then I would like to show one more example. Here in this side of the roof, I'm going to create opening. I would like to show how you can easily frame different small roof and different dormers. So if I'm going to have, if I would like to frame such roof, again, you just need to pick the type of the frames of the rafters, and you can very easily frame that. At the same time, we can add sleepers or trimmers. Okay, so you can see that the sleeper is inserted just very easily. Yeah, and obviously next you will be able to update the frames, and the tool will cope those ends. The final result of that project you will be able to see in the balancer's computer. He will make analysis, and he will show the final result. I don't want to waste your time at the moment, but here I would like to show the new feature that we added into the Rafter Plus. We added actually the new profiles like eye joints. So after pressing OK, now we are going to change the profile. So as you can see, we're using totally different profiles. So in your case also, you can predefine your own profiles, and you can use your own rafters if it's necessary. So just this is an example that we added extra profiles into the software, and now you can use also different profiles, because in the old version you will be able to use only rectangular profiles for the rafters. Now it's more flexible. Again, I'm coming now into one more project. I'm going to open just very simple, similar project with adding logs. So using the wall plus, you can also frame the wall, but using logs, you just need to press on build log wall, and the tool will frame this wall, but it will use logs from this project. Okay, so there will be many actually frames, so we have to wait a little bit, but still the tool will add logs into our wall, and it will frame it will add additional frames around the window, around 2 windows actually, and that's it. So you can see the window is framed, and also we have logs. there is additional possibility. If you would like, we can also cut log walls. So the tool will cut those frames between themselves. And now we can take a look. I can just select this frame and we can isolate the element for we could check if it's really okay. Well, there are extra features. I mean, if you want, you can add maybe extra decoration into some end of the log if it's necessary. Also, we can you can modify the frame in each individual place of the panel. And again, all those logs could be added into and prepared. We could prepare shop drawings also for those frames. Now again, I'm going back to my previous project and I'm going to finish with the Floor Plus. So as you can see, the Floor Plus at the moment, this is a beta version for the Floor Plus, but as you can see, it's very similar as it was with the Wall Plus. Again, I'm going to select floors, 2 floor panels from my project. It's a regular floor that you are using, that you're creating in your projects, and we can frame the floors. So now the tool will frame those floors, and the tool will add connections between the hangers or supports between those frames in the floor. Then we added possibility to add button frames, and we added possibility to add the flooring. So it's this very similar, like we have the siding on the wall, so also we have a flooring on the floor. And also from the functionality, you can see that there will be possibility to make shop drawings. The same actually scenario as it is now for the Wall Plus. Okay. Also, I would like just to remind that before working with Wall Plus or Floor Plus, you need to be sure that your walls or floors, they are marked. So every element needs to have the mark value, because this mark value will be used later in making shop drawings. Because as you can see, for example, this assembly that we did for this wall, it has the name like W26. So this is the number from the wall. So this is a mark value from the wall. So you have to be sure that your walls or floor panels, they are marked, because later that will be used in making shop drawings. And actually every frame will have that mark, that value, because if you would like to have the regular schedule, also you can very easily group those frames according to the host mark. That's it. We have framed the floors. As you can see, there are hanger families added automatically. Again, you can predefine and you can have your own families if it's necessary. And as you can see, also the column, it's framed. Now I just select the floor, and just very quickly I'm going to add additional layer for the flooring. Okay, it doesn't matter actually what is the material name. Okay, and I'm going to change the height of such floor. And now I'm going to make a floor link between this finish layer and the flooring layer from the configuration. And now we just can press on add. As you can see, we can add buttons or we can add flooring to our balcony. And one more thing that I would like to say about those frames, that also those frames can be exported to any CNC machine if you are, if you are producing those frames. Then if you have CNC machines, then we can make an export. We did it already for several of our clients, and so they are making clocks in the walls, or they're adding frames, and at the same time we did exports to CNC machine. Okay, so that's it. We have those floorings in that automatically created for our circuit floor. So, and I was talking about the CNC. Also, we can make extra export. As in my case, we did an export of logs to CNC machine. Okay, and the last example that I'm going to show, I'm going to switch to one more project. This is a project for the trusses. The last product, but not the least, is our Truss Plus RT product. It goes for making trusses according to your roof that is created in the project. So first that we have to do, we have to load the trusses into the project, the sample trusses. Then we have to go to Truss Database Manager. Here you can find configuration for the common trusses, for the creasers, gable ends, monopitches, hip ends, jacks, and so on. Here you can make your own new truss type. Later you have to go to truss system configuration. Here you can find different systems that will be applied according to your roof shape. Then you have to check truss design settings. Here you can predefine the M type for the trusses, and then the truss type for the truss builder that we will use in the future. Now, if we would like to make trusses on such a side of the roof, we have to insert truss system grid. Actually, this is one of the methods how you can create trusses. Here the tool will find the shape of the roof, and it will suggest the truss system type for this side of the roof. Also, you can predefine another type if it's necessary here, and after pressing OK, now the tool will make the grid, 3D grid for this side of the roof. So this 3D grid will be created using 3D lines, 3D model lines, and we think that this method is a fast way for finding out if this is the right system that will be used for this side of the roof. So it's not trusses here, it's just configuration that will be used for making trusses. So here you can very easily check if the system is suitable for this side of the roof, and if it's not, you can very easily modify the truss system grid. For example, you can modify the jacks, then you can say that we will use 2 second girder plies, then we're going to insert the valley system grid, and after pressing OK, now the tool will update this side of the roof. After, we can insert the valley system grid. Okay, and the same we can do just very quickly for another side of the roof. And you can see that here it's very easy to predefine the sides of the roof. The tool will read all information about the pitches and about the slopes. And after that, we can generate trusses. So it's very easy. You just need to select the 3D grid, then press on generate trusses, and the tool will suggest to you the truss types that will be used, for example, for the jack rafters, for the jack trusses, for the common trusses, and so on. So here you will know what trusses will be used in this side of the roof. And after pressing OK, now the tool will generate the trusses. Here we have to wait a little bit because now the tool will make all those trusses and will put the trusses into the right position. So you can just imagine how much time it would take if you would try to make it manually and adjust every truss according to the roof shape. Okay, we're finishing with making trusses. So as you can see, this process is really fast, and you can see where exactly the truss is, where exactly the tool is creating the trusses. Okay, and that's it. We did the trusses for this side of the roof. Now the same we can make for the valley trusses. As you can see again, the tool knows what truss type will be used for this system grid. Okay, and now if we would like to finish this side of the roof, we can just use functionality that allows you to auto copy or array the trusses. So we will make an array. We can also make, we will update it from the roof shape. And just we can very easily make copy of those trusses and finish with this side of the roof. Okay, and as you see, this truss side also it will be updated. Now, if we would like to, we can modify the end of the trusses. Actually, this is a new feature of a new version of the Truss Plus. We can just go to Modify Truss Ends, and we can select a new size or new side of the truss. So there are different types of ends. Okay. And that's it. we have modified, so as you can see, you can very easily modify the end of the trusses for the custom places. Now this roof, the final result, you will see in Valence's screen later. He will show you how the final result for this side of the roof will look like. But here I would like to show one more trick that we can do and what you can use with the truss plus. Actually, you can draw the lines that will indicate the bottom chord of the truss. And here you can very easily make your new custom truss type. So here we added functionality to create truss type from monolines. Then you have to select the roof, and then you will see a totally different dialog where you will be able to draw your custom trusses. You know that making your new custom trusses is really time consuming with Revit, and there are many things to do, and you have to be familiar with the families, with Revit families. So that really takes time. And here you can make your own design with you can draw the different frames in different ways. And after pressing OK, now you just need to add the new name for this family. And now the tool will create a new truss family for you, and the tool will place this truss into the place where it should be. So it's very easy. You just need to have the roof, and then to draw the model lines that will indicate the bottom chord of your truss. And that's it. The tool created a new truss family for us, and the tool added the truss into the place where it was indicated. Okay, so now I'm giving the screen to Valences.
Okay, I just open up the project of trusses, and I will show how to use a Revit model to your structural analysis. Now, as you may know, all the elements which you create in Revit, structural elements, has analytical lines, like these elements of trusses, with the green and red endings. Why do I talk about this? Because if you use this link between Revit and structural analysis software, then you can save some time instead of making your drawings and model in Revit and separately creating the same geometry in your analysis software. So okay, so I will show the link between Revit and robot structural analysis. You can see that I have here a lot of trusses, but you can export these elements to robot and make analysis there. So you can select one element or all the elements. I will just select, let's say, this simple truss. I will go to Analyze tab, and I will select Robot Structural Analysis link, which is the add-on for Revit. You can download it from internet. It's a free tool. If you have other structural analysis software, then they maybe have their own Revit and link. So okay, I just click OK to export the selected elements to a robot. And okay, I will wait until export process is finished. I will not see the report, and now I see this window of robot structural analysis, where I can see all the geometry the same, which is in Revit, so I don't need to make it here. I can see that elements has releases, type of elements is the same as in Revit, and it has material properties for structural analysis. We can just go on further, like to add some supports here, or to maybe to remove some releases if we think that it's not necessary. Okay, so we can add some loads and do our analysis and continue with our design process to analyze internal forces or deflections of a truss. And we can actually change these sections to a different type, but if we will use the link back to Revit, it will update in Revit the sections, but you will lose the smart side of this truss. It will not be cutted like it's all the elements are cutted to each other, so you will lose this pretty image. And so it's better to update elements here by editing type and just changing the sections here. So as I said, you can just export this part, or you can select all the elements, all the roof, and export it to robot. But so it's your choice. But of course, it applies also to other elements which are created with our tools solutions. Like in this project, there are a lot of rafters here, so we can export them separately. Like I will select these 3 elements. Okay, I will prepare robot empty file, and you can select the elements you want to analyze, and again just pick the link and send them to robot. Okay, you can see now the result. Here again, you don't need to guess what is the z value of this point or whatever to draw even these elements. You just need to add supports, loads, and go on with further with your analysis. Also, you can use if you have subscription in with Autodesk, then you can download extensions for Revit, and you can do analysis here inside Revit. So I will show you how to do that. If you select, you can add loads and make some load cases, combinations for your calculations. You can set boundary conditions and so on, and you can use that extension tool, let's say, to analyze these elements, but it's only for static analysis, so it will not do you the timber design work. So you can do static analysis. There is also the button for static analysis of trusses, but it doesn't work with trusses who has like overhang, so you just don't want to calculate this. So That's why I didn't show it before, but you should experience, make some your personal tries to see how it works. Okay, so I will just show this one. I will choose static analysis of frames, and I just don't need any analysis software. I can do this in Revit. Now it will, it took some time, but okay, he has all these elements. The geometry is presented here. Then we have some constraints, supports here, when our loads and combinations. And we have, like for the snow, I have entered uniform load here, 1 kilonewton per meter. Okay, and you can do calculation and see the results from, let's say, from this combination. You can see the displacements. Okay, you can see extreme values here. You can see reactions in these points, so you can switch to reactions from different loads or combinations. Okay, you can use internal forces, like to see the moment diagrams for bending and so on. So this works for this place. You can use such analysis if you don't want to, or you don't have possibility to work with other software. So maybe the simple rafters doesn't need, if you have a lot of experience, maybe you are not calculating all in every project, every rafter, but maybe you have some situations where you are not sure how structures will impact one another. So maybe you will do some filtering to leave the elements you want to analyze, but to make such a model in robot, it will take you a lot of time. So maybe you just skip this part or whatever. So using Revit, it's much easier, and I suggest to use link between software and modeling software. So I will once again hit the link button and I will hit OK, and we'll just wait for the OK. I should have removed this before, but we will see. Result. Okay, I will hit this. Okay. Okay. Okay, he asks if this section can be used from database. Okay, I'll just hit OK, and we will see that our elements now all presented in robot in just like what, in 1 minute we have all this geometry inside robot. So yeah, you will need to add supports, and maybe you will need to consider